Alright guys, welcome to our lesson for today. The learning goal here is that we can simplify algebraic expressions using multiplication and division. Okay, so right now in your mind, I just want you to sort of give yourself a mental rating. Okay, so how much do you remember about multiplying and dividing algebraic expressions? Okay. So remember, one is that I don't know much about it, and then four is I'm quite confident with that. Okay, so let's see a lot of two and threes here. Okay, so here's our APK for today. Okay, so bit of a joke. Um, let's see if anyone can understand what this image is about, and I'll give you guys about 10 seconds. All right. So hopefully you guys can see that the first one we got is a 3 square. 3 in a square? Yeah, 3 square. 3 square is equal to 9. And then the second one is that we got a 3 in a cube. So that's 3 cubed, and that's 27. Okay. Uh, Not much of a joke, but hey. So since we're starting a new lesson, make sure that you start a new double page. Okay, so with the title, so think about what our learning goal is. So our learning goal is that we can simplify algebraic expressions using multiplication and division. So see if you can probably shorten it. Okay. Otherwise, you can just use, simplifying using multiplication and division as the title, and that's quite fine as well. So the notes that I would like you guys to write here is that, first of all, when we multiply algebraic expressions, and if you got the same numbers or the same pronumerals multiplied together, and remember pronumerals are the letters, then what you can do is you can multiply the numbers, okay, and we use power to group the same pronumerals, okay, or the same letters. So we've got two examples here. So the first one we've got is 2a times 3ab, okay. Now remember that we can um, we can rewrite this as 2 times a. Okay, so remember that there is a hidden multiplication sign between the letter and the number. Okay, and so times this one is 3 times a times b. So what we're going to do is we just take the numbers and you multiply them together. So it's 2 times 3, that's give you 6. And then here we got a times a. Well, a times a is a square. Okay, and then the letter b is by itself. The next one we've got is 4m times 4n times m times m. Okay, so again we can rewrite this as 4 times m times 4 times n times m times m. Okay, so here we got 4 times 4. Okay, so first we group the numbers together. So 4 times 4, well, that 4 square. And then we got m times m times m. Okay, so m times itself 3 times. So that's m cubed. And then the letter n by itself. Or you can also write this as, well, 4 times 4, we know that's 16, so you can write this as 16, and then m cubed n. Okay? So let's just pause it right here. So does anyone have any questions so far? Oh, it's good at the moment. Okay, let's move on. So then the next one here is that when we divide algebraic expressions. So when we divide algebraic expressions, again, what we should do first is we should expand the expressions, okay? And the reason why we expand them is to find any common factors, okay? And if we find any common factors, we can cancel them out. So here's our example. We've got 15a squared b at the top in the numerator over 10a in the denominator, okay? So I want you to think about, okay, let's deal with the 15 and 10 first, okay? With the 15 and the 10, what number can go into both 15 and 10? And the answer for that would be, well, 5. 5 can go into 15 and 10. So let's expand the top and the bottom. So the top, well, 15 is 3 times 5. And then times a squared, so that's a times a, and then times b. And then for the bottom, the denominator, 10 is 2 times 5, and then times the a. Okay, so now I can see, okay, at the top we've got 5, and at the bottom we've got 5. So we're going to cancel them out. And what do I mean by cancel? Well, I'm just going to cross them out like this. Cross them out, cross them out. Okay, and then I see that, hey, I've got an A at the top and an A at the bottom as well. So what I'll do is I will cross them out as well. Okay, now I only cross out one A at the top. Okay, and the reason for that is because I've only got one A at the bottom. Okay, so it's a 1 for 1. Okay, if I cross out one thing at the top, I cross out one thing at the bottom. So then our final step here is we're just going to have a look at what do we have left. Well, at the top I have 3, A and B. So all together is 3AB. And then at the bottom I've just got 2 left. So I'll write 2 there. So our answer is 3AB over 2. Okay? Is everyone okay with that? Makes sense? Yeah? So let's move on to a few more examples. My laptop's not working. Let's use this. Okay, so the first one here is I've got 3 times 2b. Okay, so we are going to write that as 3 times 2 times b. So first we multiply the numbers together. So 3 times 2, well, that's 6, and then times b, and we can rewrite that as 6b. Okay. And then the next one, we've got 6AB over 18B. So we're going to expand this as 6 times A times B over 18 times B. Okay? Now, the 6 and the 18, think about what number can go into 6 and 18. Well, the highest number that can go into both of them is 6 itself. All right? So 6, well, that's 6 times 1. Okay. 6 is 6 times 1. And 18 is 6 times 3. Okay. So then what we do is we cancel whatever is at the top and at the bottom. Okay. So here we've got 6. I'm going to cross them out since they're both at the top and the bottom. I don't have any A at the bottom, so I'm going to leave the A. I'm not going to touch the A. And then I've got a B at the top and the bottom, so I'm going to cross it out as well. So what do I have left? Oh, and I'm going to cross out these 6 here and the 18 because we expanded them. Okay. So I have at the top 1 and A. So 1 times A, well, that's 1A. And then at the bottom, I've only got 3 left. Okay. So 1a over 3. Well, 1a, we can rewrite that as a. We don't have to write the 1. Okay, so the answer is 3 over, sorry, a over 3. Then our third example, we've got a negative number. We've got negative 2a times 3ab. So expanding this, we have negative 2 times a times 3 times a times b. Okay, so group the numbers together and also the letters together. So the numbers first. So we got negative 2 times 3. Remember that when you have a negative number multiplied by a positive number, the answer is going to be a negative. Okay, so negative 2 times 3, well, that's going to be negative. And 2 times 3 is 6, so we have negative 6. Then we're going to group the letters together. So we have, well, we have a times a. Well, a times a is a squared. And then b is by itself. So our final answer is negative 6 a squared b. Then moving on here, we've got 12 a squared b divided by 3ab in brackets. Now remember that another way to write division is to write it as a fraction. Okay, so let's do that. So we have 12 times a times a times b over 3 times a times b. Okay, and right away we can see that, well, at the top and at the bottom we got a. Okay, and then we got b at the top and bottom as well. So we cross them out. Okay, so now what we have left at the top is 12 times a, so 12a, and then at the bottom we got 3. Now this is not the end yet, okay? However, like if you do this in a test or something, then you would get half a mark. If this was a 1-mark question, you get half a mark. And the reason for that is because the 12 and the 3, we can simplify that more, right? Because 3 can go into both 12 and 3. Okay, so 12 is 3 times 4, and 3 is, well, 3 is 3 times 1. Okay, 3 can go into 3 one time. So then we're going to cross out the 3, and what do we have left? We've got 4a at the top, and then 1 at the bottom. Now, because we don't have to write the 1 when it's at the bottom, we can rewrite that as 4a. Okay, so I'm going to stop here for the moment. Is everyone okay with examples? Yes, yes. If everyone is okay with the example and you guys feel confident with it, then you guys can start doing the questions here. So we've got question 2. Okay, we have to do A, C, E, and G. Question 3, you have to do A, C, and E. Question 4, you have to do A, C, E, G, I. And then question 5, a bit of a longer questions, you have A, C, E, G, I, and K. So they all just use the examples that we did before to answer these questions. Okay. So I'm gonna end the video here. If you need any help, just remember you can email me, or you can also, stay on the WebEx to ask me questions. Okay.